Are you ready for card number 3? Today we're going to be doing heartfelt wishes with some beautiful roses. I'm going to teach you a new technique on how to use your scallop square big die and make rectangles out of it and tie another perfect bow, a different technique to learn how to tie a bow. So let's get started. My card base is the typical 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And then I already cut out everything for you. It just makes it so much easier. You don't have to watch me cut things. So again, I've given a PDF on everything that you need. So make sure you download that if you want pictures instead of listening to the video back. Everything will have its own sizes and dimensions. And yeah, so you can have that for a reference forever. So let's get started. I cut my Tempting Turquoise base, and let me grab my dabbers over here. We'll grab Crumb Cake to give it a more of a vintage feel. We'll grab our Crumb Cake stamp. It's a bit dirty. And we'll gently give it a bit of a rustic feel. No rhyme or reason of how to do that, just kind of go around the edges. You can dab it, or you could just go back and forth like that. And there you have it. If you want more, then all you do is kind of lean into it. So there you go. In this one, I've used the In Colors Hostess Level pack. This one is 4 by 3 1/2. And I put that down. Here, let's get rid of our crumb cake for a second. And then I've used the first edition again for our top part. So this one is 4 inches by, I believe it's 3 1/2 too. I cut them exactly the same. So we just layer them on top of each other. And so what we'll do is we'll get our adhesive. Layer that. Make sure that's straight. And then we'll use our Blushing Bride. I'm sure you can use any which way. I see on the other side it has stripes. I think that would be really cute too. But whichever one you want. There's endless possibilities. Next we'll grab this is 1 inch by 1 inch by 4 inches. And so what I do to make it a kind of the edges to lift them up, I just take my fingernail and I just kind of lift it. And I kind of just rough it up a bit. And it just kind of gives it more of that vintage feel. I'm going to take our dot and we'll grab our Blushing Bride one. Our Blushing Bride ink. And then we'll just dab. And dab both sides. Alright, I guess if you want more, just kind of go back and forth. Doesn't have to be any which way. If you like a lot or a little, or even if you don't want any, just don't put any on there. There you go. And then we'll take our adhesive again. And we'll tape it down the middle. And what this will be is where our crochet trim will go. So we'll grab our crochet trim. This is the Victoria one. And we'll center that in the middle like that. And grab our scissors. I always like to save as much ribbon as possible by making it absolutely exact as I can. I think I said that in a previous video. Tape down sure it's straight here. Okay, our next step is to make our rectangle using our scallop square big die. And what we're going to do is you put a plate down first, then you're going to put your scallop square down and put a piece of paper over, like that. Let's get that out of the way. Put it over. And what we'll do, we'll run it through the Big Shot. Okay, now we have kind of a different kind of square. Half, 3/4 of it's done, but this half's not. So we'll flip it over this way. And then what we'll do is I want to have 6 scallops. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's the size that I would like. So make sure that when you put it back in there, you put it in so that the scallops fit right inside there. And run it through again. I'm sorry if the camera is jiggling a little bit. And so what you have now is a rectangle, but this rectangle is a little bit too big for what I would like for my card, so I'm going to cut the end off. So put it back in there, make sure it's fit right inside those little scallops. Do I want this one? I think we'll do this way. Leave the tail off like this and gently stick the top back on again. And we'll, whoops, sorry. Run it through the Big Shot again. Alright, and there you have it. A perfect rectangle that was going to fit right on top of there. Okay, let's get started on making the rest of our card then. Okay, our next step after we've cut our tempting turquoise rectangle is we're going to cut a piece of very vanilla cardstock. And today my cardstock is 2.5 by 3 inches. And what you'll do is you'll grab your corner 3/16 punch, you'll flip it over, and what you'll do is you'll stick that right inside. There's this little V right here. I don't know if you can see it or not. Make sure you stick it right in there. I always punch upside down because then you can make sure that you have perfect alignment. And we'll round all our corners. Okay. Now we're going to grab our Thoughts and Prayer stamp set. This one has been greatly loved. We're going to take Pear Pizzazz, Blushing Bride, and So Saffron markers. We're going to color our image. So I hope you don't mind while I sit here and color. No random, just color the leaves with the Pear Pizzazz. I use markers for a majority of my stamps because I just think that you can just make so many different colors and images than if you can with just one. So make sure we get that all colored. We'll take our, oh, wrong side, Blushing Bride, just color the flowers, and this one. Now we'll take our So Saffron. I have to get a new one of these, my tip's so bad. Okay, and after I get done, we're going to blow on it to re-moisten our stamp. Flip it over. And we're going to stamp. Push down, push up. There you have it. Our next step of what we're going to do is we're going to get Heartfelt Wishes. And line that up perfectly. And we'll put wishes down here. And then we'll put heartfelt here. Make sure that it's aligned straight. And this is how I always stamp my 2 images. It just saves so much time. I still plan on grabbing my Stampin' Majig, which I have put somewhere and I don't know where. Here it is. Live TV, you get to see. Dab it up with Pear Pizzazz. Press down. We'll stick it over here. Bring that up perfectly. Put that over. Make sure that that looks good. Alright. Re-ink. Press down. And there you have it. Heartfelt Wishes. My next thing that I'm going to do is we're going to grab my Pearl Jewels. And again, we have these all nicely in a case. And we're just going to add little tiny pearls to our center of our flowers. Okay, after you put your pearls on your flowers, we'll grab some tape. And again, we will tape our Tempting Turquoise, not this because it'll be all bumpy. And we'll layer that like so. Oh, go down a little farther. Okay, now for the fun part, making these gorgeous little flowers. First, what you'll do is you'll grab your 2.5 inch circle punch, just some scrap piece of Blushing Bride, and just punch out a circle. Grab your paper snips and just randomly cut like I showed you in the Victoria Flowers video tutorial that I have on my blog. You can go all the way around and around and around if you want to make a really, really big flower. But today I'm just going to keep to the little simple ones. And what you do, just roll it. And there's this great little technique that I have when you get to the end of the rolling. So there you go, there's my flower. You're going to take off the tip off, grab your tape, and tape the end. But what you're also going to do is grab your glue dots and tape, put the glue dot at the very end too, so it'll give it an extra bit of hold. And there you go. Beautiful flower. I'll also put this at the end of my tutorials today just so that you can see how to make another flower separately.